What's up, guys? Welcome to the Cut to the Chase Sports Podcast. We're deep in the room tonight. I'm your host, Chase Yachts. To my right, got Brady King. Brady, what's up?
Oh, not much. I'm really hyped, though. That's all I need to tell everybody is this is my favorite episode of the preseason. Big Ten football, smash mouth, hard nose. We're in Big Ten country, obviously, up here in Ohio, so ready to get to it.
Yes, sir. And then down below at the bottom right, we got the infamous Matt Ricketts. What's up, Matt?
What's up, fellas? Excited to have Kris back. Just smelling football in the air right now, man. I can't wait. Only a couple more weeks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you're seeing this on X, if you're seeing this on, Snapchat, all this other stuff, man, just, drop a like and everything. Obviously, we got our great friend Kris Drew down below. Chris, man, what's going on with you?
You're the first person I've heard call it X.
Well, I had to be specific. I had to be specific with it, man. But I'm gonna call Twitter for though.
Yeah, Elon Musk's gonna sue you. Is that what's going on?
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna talk about legal obligations with him.
Gang, I miss you guys, bro. I like doing shows with you guys. You guys have been killing it lately. I mean, obviously that episode you guys did a month or two ago with Down Hayden was really good. I'm not gonna hold you. As someone who had never listened to Down Hayden speak, I did not think that would be his voice.
Right? No, I didn't either.
No, I'm excited. Football's right around the corner, and so today's a pretty cool day for me. Obviously, for those of you who kind of know the show I'm on, it definitely had a day over there. But we're here. Sure. We're here back and talking all things Buckeyes. So thanks for having me, guys.
Oh man, most definitely. You are like. It's not even a friend of the show. You're the best friend of the show. You feel me? You're like, that one that's always be popping.
That's a friend. I want to be family.
Oh, but let's make it official. Let's make it official. This
is our main four.
Let's make it official. Kris Drew's is Cut to the Chase family, man. There you
My
go.
name is now Chris Younce.
Really? Wow. A little brother, another older brother, man.
I'm about to steal your life. Don't blink.
I don't know about that. You'll be going down to UC orientation tomorrow. But hey,
now I know where to be.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you a whole schedule and everything, man. But man, think about it. We are 12 days from college football starting week 0. You got the Thursday games that are 17 days away. And our Buckeyes, man, 19 days from now, they'll be strapping it up against Indiana. 3:30 kickoff on CBS. Super excited for that. Speaking of which, obviously, this isn't going to be in this top 3 matchups. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll talk to you, Chris. Who are your top 3 matchups that you're excited about this season that regard Big Ten teams?
Top 3, like across the whole sport. What a question. Yeah. The games I have circled, LSU, Alabama. I'm expecting a full level up from Brian Kelly from year 1 to year 2. I think that now they'll have a more sound roster. I'm really excited about that. Obviously, I'm looking forward to Ohio State, Michigan, just like in a vacuum. That is the game because I think those are 2 teams that are going to finish the year top 4 and probably undefeated. And the loser may make it to the playoff anyway, but just like the game that decides everything. Yeah. And then selfishly, early, I'm looking forward to that September 29th matchup between Clemson and Florida State because I think the winner of that could end up being the team that plays in the championship.
Yeah,
because
that's a big thing.
I think
I'm with you there.
And that's where I want to see like a lot of times like you can see contenders really early, or you don't see contenders early because they play such soft schedules like weeks 1 through 5. But for Florida State in particular, I don't know if you know, they open up with LSU and then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later they go on to play Clemson. So I think you'll know very, very quickly whether they're contender or pretender. So those are 3 games that I have circled just in a vacuum at the top of my head that I'm really excited about.
Chris dabbling in the arts of all the different conferences and stuff like that. We got to talk about conference realignment another time, but I mean, you got the ACC, you got a Big Ten matchup and the SEC matchup. Trey Greer, what's going on with you? You look at it, like you said, that Alabama LSU game. Talk about LSU got a lot of hype rolling into this, this season. Obviously, Jaden Daniels at quarterback. Brian Kelly coming off a great first season, and then Bama trying to, get a rebound and everything. And they're going to play each other later on in the season. It's going to be a fun matchup to look forward to. And like you said, Clemson, Florida State. I mean, there was no ACC team representing the playoff this past season, and there wasn't one in 2021. So I mean, it's been a couple years for the ACC. So obviously, one of those teams, has a pretty good chance to, potentially make it there if they can go.
Well, and they fixed the issue. Like they fixed the issue.
Exactly.
The issue was Streeter, one of Dabo's cousins, is Zach, and I always say they got him out of there, and they went and hired probably the hottest name in the entire country in terms of offensive prowess, and that's Garrett Riley. So I think they fixed it. And if you're DJU, you got to be tight. Like, damn, like I had this bonehead for these 2 years. I regressed. I leave. Then they go get a real OC and then Scott as well. So just, Cade Klubnik could really introduce himself because obviously he's got the talent you would want in terms of size, speed, athleticism, competitiveness. And now it feels like he's going to have a competent OC and unit around him. So I think Clemson could end up having a really, really good team. And so I'm really excited about kind of that week 4 matchup that we see at the end of September, them versus Florida State.
Yep, that's one you got to look forward to. Yeah.
Klubnik's flying under the radar in terms of like any hype this offseason just because of the way he ended that last season. Like he had the worst offensive coordinator at any major program, in my opinion, calling his plays. And the receiver play was awful. It was only young talent. They had some young receiver talent with Antonio Williams. He'll be better this year. And then they're going to start, obviously, Bo Collins. And then I believe Adam Randall was a freshman last year, but he tore his ACL, so we didn't get to see him. So I definitely agree with Clemson being a very – not a sleeper team because obviously they're talked about, but sleeper in terms of like the national playoff conversation.
I mean, they are a sleeper if you look at it. They're top 5 in the country in blue chip ratio, and nobody gives a damn about them. So that's why I'm excited. I think that'll be the introduction to Dabo's back, and I'm excited to see it.
Yep, going into October, man, that would be a big win for Clemson to potentially get against a team like Florida State. Matt, I'm gonna pitch it to you. Top 3 matchups in college football this year. You looking forward to?
I would
talked about this.
Yeah. I would keep it strictly in the Big Ten here. Just throw the Big Ten matchups for me. I think most people, if you were looking at the Big Ten, would just say the round robin of Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan. But I'm going to throw in a knuckleball here. I think Ohio State at Wisconsin.
You got to promote it. You got to promote it. I feel
it. It might be a little biased here. Might be a little biased because I'm going to the game, whatever. But if you check out Wisconsin's schedule, I think they do play Iowa and Illinois heading into that game, but I think it's very manageable. I think there's a chance that that's a top 10 matchup on Ohio State at Wisconsin at night. So that and both undefeated teams going into that game. So I got Ohio State, Wisconsin as one game. Ohio State, Michigan, of course. The game is another one for me. And then I'm going to say Michigan at Penn State this year. There's no secret. I'm really, really high on Penn State with Drew Hauer, all the running backs they have coming back, some of the defensive talent they have back this year. I think Penn State's going to be a really, really, really tough test for Michigan. And I think Penn State's going to be one of the top 5 teams in the country this year. So I think the Big Ten East is that good this year. So those 3 games are the games I picked.
Yeah, if there's 3 things you know about Matt loves his beer, loves his Ohio State football, and he's really high on Drew Hauer this year. So that's all you got to know about that, man. But like you said, like Ohio State, Wisconsin, man, like, it's late October, right before, the home stretch in November. There's a chance that game might be a big noon, or it might be the NBC game that we.
It's announced that night. It's announced 7:30.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's right.
It's a night game in Madison. I've already bought my tickets, baby. It's gonna be great.
That's gonna be so fire.
It's gonna be so fun,
bro. Night game in Madison.
Yes.
Jump around.
You got jump around. You got Luke Fickell, man. Our friend No Eagle's going to be on the call. Man, this is going to be awesome.
If you really looked at Wisconsin's schedule in depth as well, I mean, like I said, they have Illinois and Iowa leading up to that game. But other than that, I mean, it's very manageable. So there's a chance, man. There's a chance. See how Luke Fickell has those guys going.
Yeah, you might see a slugfest that game. I'll tell you that, man. If Wisconsin's defense comes out ready to play and everything, and our offense, on A game, man, it's gonna be interesting stuff to to look out for, man. But I'll give it up to Brady. Brady, top 3 matchups. You can go Big Ten, you can go college football. Go on ahead.
Yeah, so I'll go college football here. Top 3 matchups. Number 1, I'm not really in order, but the first one I want to talk about is the obvious one: Ohio State, Michigan. This is the premier matchup, really, from here on out. If these 2 programs trend the way they're trending. At Michigan, in Ann Arbor, Ryan Day's job potentially on the line, maybe not with the AD situation, even though Gene was high on him too. It's just, do the fans force him out and make it so? That's why it's such a big game, is because he's playing for respect. Because we all know how good of a coach Ryan Day is. Ryan Day is I'm just going to say this right now. There is nobody that truly should believe that Ryan Day isn't a better coach than Jim Harbaugh. There's just no way. Jim Harbaugh has had a great situation these past couple of years with old talent on their team, veteran talent that stays 5-6 years, and have some of them have overperformed their high school recruiting ranking, and that's just not going to last. So I just think it's big time for Ryan Day, and it's the game. That's obviously one of those, one of the three. Another one is Alabama LSU, like Kris said. That's a huge game, especially last year. Alabama looking for revenge with both teams being pretty equal going to the year in terms of
pause. You listen to Drake?
Yes, sir.
I want you to redo that line, but I want you to sing it in the "Looking for Revenge" voice.
I don't know. I don't know if I can do that.
For revenge.
I think
Awesome 16.
I
Come on, let's go.
I could have done it. If I thought of it myself, I could have done it, but I just wasn't.
We know you a Drake junkie. We know. We gotta love Drake though.
I just couldn't hit it was just not in rhythm. I just couldn't anymore.
Yeah, no, I got you.
No, you're right.
You were really spitting there. My fault.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. But anyways, like I just feel like that matchup is huge in the terms of the SEC West, obviously, and who has the chance to unseat Georgia once the SEC championship comes, because obviously Georgia doesn't play either of those teams conveniently in the regular season. And then my final matchup, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with Bama twice. Bama, Texas, man. I'm so excited for that game. Yep. Like, not even the fact that, like, there's other matchups I could have picked ahead of this, like Ohio State, Penn State, or even Michigan, Penn State, in terms of, like, which teams will be ranked higher. But this is at Bama with Texas having the QB advantage and the skill advantage. Like, Texas has a better offensive outlook this year than Alabama. Defensively, we know Alabama has much more talent than Texas. So it's going to be interesting to see who can pull that one out. I'm super excited for that. Week 2, I believe, again. That's a night game. So I'm hyped for that one. So I just had to give that one some love.
I would have picked that game, but I can't get excited to watch Ryan Watts play football no matter what.
Bro, he almost had the game-winning sack last year.
Yeah, well, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Hey, Bryce Young's knee was on the ground. That was it? Oh yeah, he like kneeled down, and there's a picture of his knee like on the ground. Alabama should have lost to Texas last year.
I couldn't even remember.
They should have, but no matter, like, even if Ryan Watts is a great football player, I can't get excited because it would make me sad. And if he's an awful football player, I can't get excited because why is Ryan Watts dancing in the locker room just to be ass? But that's really besides football. That's more just my personal frustration with how Ohio State handled the secondary a couple years ago.
Bro, Craig Young too. Like, if he balls out for Kansas this year,
man,
it's tragic. It's tragic.
Man,
we had Ronnie Hickman out there starting, trying to freaking guard team's number one receivers at times in the end zone and not turning around when it's a bad ball by JJ. I think we all know the play we're talking about.
Yeah, we do. We do, unfortunately.
We could have had Craig Young, super athlete, 6'5", freaky speed, range.
No, can we stop? I'm about to leave the podcast.
I wanna switch gears from like us.
I was trying to get to you there a little bit. I needed to name all the traits that just.
Craig Young is one of the freakiest athletes to ever come through Ohio State.
Like, let's not.
I mean, low key.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm not gonna say I'll give you 3 games actually, all from the same week that I'm actually looking forward to. Week 7 of college football, October the 14th. So Ohio State, Purdue. We were talking about going to this game. I don't know if it's gonna happen now, but still got time to see what happens with that. Ohio State, Purdue. It's always when Ohio State goes to Purdue, it's a unique game. I'll tell you that. So see what happens there. Obviously, Hudson Card is gonna be the starter. Over there, you got Oregon and Washington, 15 versus 10 right now at the time. I mean, you got Bo Nix versus Michael Penix Jr. The second matchup between them. Last year, Michael Penix Jr. walked in and beat Oregon, so he's going to go back to Seattle and play against them. And then the nightcap game at 7:30 on NBC, USC Notre Dame. That's one that I'm looking forward to. I don't know, what Notre Dame's going to be like, at the midpoint of the season, but obviously you got new quarterback Sam Hartman. You got Caleb Williams, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, coming into town. They're going to be on a mission to make the playoffs. So, I mean, if there's any game that's, tough, the toughest on their schedule, it's probably this one. So, really excited to see what goes on in the USC Notre Dame game. Moving on, we will look at, some breakout players specifically in these 2 divisions. First, I'll go around the horn. I'll start with Brady. Brady, give me one breakout player from the East, and then we'll just go around the horn and just kind of like snake draft.
Okay. I'll start with this guy because I think everyone's going to take him, and I want to take him. I'll go with Sonny Styles.
Okay.
he is a player that obviously reclassified into the 2022 class when he was originally in the 2023 class. Came in last year and turned heads even as a supposed high school senior. Played a little bit against Georgia. Fun fact, Georgia did not score one time when Sonny Styles was in on the drive.
Shout out Terry.
For real, yeah. I mean, hey, Brock Bowers has never seen more of a nightmare than Sonny Styles lined up across from him. So if that matchup happens again, we got that secret weapon right there. And I think he's going to put up a monster season. I think after next year, you're going to see him on, potential top 10 in the draft type of player.
All right, Matt, give me a breakout player. Little Sonny Styles pick. Give me a breakout player.
He took the guy I wanted to say first. But another guy that I'm going to say, Cardell Tate. I think, he's going to be, that there's that third receiver slot for Ohio State. Is it Julian Fleming, Jalen Ballard? Who is it? I think it's going to end up being Cardell Tate at the end of the season. He's very explosive. Another really, really talented guy for Brian Hartline in his room. So I'm taking Cardell Tate as my guy.
Yeah, Cardell Tate's dealing with a lot, man. I mean, obviously, what happened a couple of weeks ago and everything, but it'll just be nice to, see him have a great season and everything. To have some good things to look forward to. Kris, what about yourself? Give me one player right now.
Standing at 6'5" from the great city of Medina, Ohio.
Basketball arena? What's going on? Okay.
Drew Aller is going to be a top 2 quarterback in the Big Ten and going to have a better year than J.J. McCarthy.
Oh,
Drew's
absolutely.
Going to shock a lot of people.
Thank you.
Like this Penn State team feels to me like the Ohio State team in 2018. Young, red shirt, whatever quarterback with the big arm. The offense is about to go through a massive change. You had your JT Barrett and Sean Clifford, who was there since 1934. Got to see, the Great Depression, got to see segregation and all that. He's finally done.
Yeah.
And now Drew Aller, the young kid with the big arm, they're going to have decent weapons, and they're going to have a really good run game. Like, this is super sophomore year over there at Penn State. They're not going to win the division, but the breakout player that's going to put his stamp on nationally to the point where you'll start seeing him in mock drafts from 2 years out is going to be Drew Aller, easily for me.
Hey, taking over for Sean Clifford, man, you couldn't possibly be any worse. Matt, give us your statement about Sean Clifford right now.
He is a pussy.
Okay. For the NSFW reasons, I want to bleep that, but that's funny. That is very, very funny. Man, man. The first time he said that a few weeks back, I mean, nah, dude, we lost our shit. Man, but nah, Drew Aller though, man, I'm excited to see him play.
Me too. Super excited about Drew, and I got to see him in high school. So I have an unhealthy I'm biased towards Bro, but I think Bro can really game. So
100%. I wish he was our quarterback. I really do. I wish he was.
I don't.
Simmer that down, Matt. Don't wish away.
Do. I think he's going to be the best one of the three.
Well, we'll see what happens.
That's not in the show notes.
Bro.
That's not a part of the script, Matt. What's going on, man?
Matt,
we didn't practice this backstage.
I'm about to have Foster come up here and beat your ass for not obeying the script.
We can have Matt.
Yeah.
You are going against your secret Buckeye code by trying to say that Drew Aller is better than Devin Brown.
Hey, I thought you were just going to straight up call him a dumbass. Like, I really thought you were just going to point.
Oh, he is. That's. I'm just trying to be a bias.
Hey, I bet you lunch, bro, that Devin Brown.
Hey, best damn media, bro. We got it. Yep.
We'll get to that for sure.
We will get to that. We will get to that. We will get to that.
I got a friendly bet that lunch that Devin Brown finishes higher in the Heisman than Drew Aller.
A friendly bet. Okay.
I'm not taking that bet, Matt.
You want it? You want it, Matt, Ricky, whatever I'm supposed to call you?
I'm not going to bet against the Buckeye, so no. I think you could be wrong, but I'm not going to bet. I want Devin Brown.
Name two of Drew Aller's receivers.
I want Devin Brown to be better. So, you get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to bet it.
I do love Peyton Saunders, though. But let's go. I'm ready.
This is gonna be fun to get to, man. I'll tell you that. round table. Anybody throw out any other players that you guys like that are going to break out before we get to the West Division?
I'm going to give
in the West. You said
before we get to the West, like anybody want to throw out any players? Yeah, exactly.
I'm giving one East player. I usually don't give that team up north love. There's one receiver I think they have that has any real promise, and that's Roman Wilson. Now, hear me out. He has a garbage quarterback.
I'm looking at Kris down there.
JJ McCarthy is garbage, so he won't break out in the sense that I don't think he's gonna have like.
I'm taking a picture of this fuck.
I don't think he's gonna. Bro, I can't even go. I can't even go on. I can't even go on. Hey,
okay.
But I'll say this. I know, bro. Roman Wilson, he's not even as good as. Okay, he wouldn't even start at Ohio State. All right, I'll give you that.
Got to throw line in 4K.
I just think
he got him, man. Sure.
I just think he's gonna be the best Michigan receiver since like I don't know. They don't have any good ones, but he's gonna have like
so he's gonna be the GOAT. He's gonna be the GOAT.
He won't be better than Tariq Black or Donovan Peoples-Jones. That's
Tariq Black was garbage, bro. Come on. Come on.
What are we talking about here?
I'm not gonna do it. Nico Collins was better than Tariq Black.
Yes, I think Nico's better.
Nico was probably better than DPJ.
They're all better. Like
I don't know.
I
shouldn't have said it. I kind of take it back. I shouldn't have said it.
All right, before you walk into more
Sutton,
trouble,
Danny Dennis Sutton to Penn State. How about that? He's gonna.
Okay, I was about to say before you walk into any more trouble, Matt, Kris, do you guys have any?
Who'd you say, Brady?
Danny Dennis Sutton of Penn State, 5-star freshman last year, played a lot. Yeah. He'll be better. The only reason I threw out Roman was because I wanted to really throw more hate at JJ. Like. That was really what my goal was. I think J.J. McCarthy is like not a top 3 QB in the Big Ten.
You could just say it straight up, keep just repeating it. Like I told you this from the start that he just sucks. Or
yeah, JJ sucks. He's not even a top 3
psychology or whatever.
He might not even. He's not even a top 20 quarterback in the country. Maybe it's bad.
All right,
that guy sucks.
Those are gonna be some funny Twitter battles, or is it? I'm not even gonna call it X. Fuck that. All right, Twitter. But you got the whole thing going on. Matt, do you got any players that you want to give love to before we go to the West?
No.
All right, cool. Kris,
absolutely not.
Good. All right, cool. West. Here we go. West. Kris, give me a West player.
Some people confuse him for Cam Newton. I think he might just be that. Jeff Sims.
I knew you were saying Jeff.
Well, now fuck. I don't have anybody else. That's what I was going to say.
I don't hate the pick.
Jeff is my boy. Jeff is my boy from the Georgia Tech days.
I'll say your boys are Jeff Sims and DTR. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
that's the two that I'll give you.
I do love Jeff Sims. He played last year primarily on a pretty injured foot. Had the same injury as Trey and couldn't really step, I believe. And played through it. Never heard any complaints about it. Big arm. Matt Rule is going to use him. He's been going live in practice. He's going to be a really good player, and he's going to be the player that's probably going to break out because he is their best player on offense. So the offense will move as he moves, and he can do it all. So I'm really excited about him. I mean, honestly, like 6'4", he's got 4'6", 4'7" speed. Yeah. From Florida, huge arm, and is used to playing quarterback when the bullets are flying and there's no shield because that offensive line Georgia Tech was so bad because it was built to be a triple option offensive line that had to learn how to pass protect. And before they went from throwing the ball 5 times a game to the pass pro, it was a mess down there. I expect him in a nice environment to be really, really good. And I know Matt Rule is going to take care of him and going to make sure that offense is kind of optimized behind him. So I got Mr. Jeff Sims. Sorry, gang.
Especially with the Big Ten West being that wide open. I mean, hey, you got to ride off a quarterback, man. Jeff Sims might be the dude when he's healthy. So I mean,
I think he's going to be right
away. Indianapolis, who knows? Matt, give me one. Well, he obviously took it, but like, find a random player.
I'll go if you want, Matt.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
I've got one that I want to
put Hudson Carr, baby.
From Purdue. Okay.
Yeah, Purdue's quarterback. Okay. Like he's a guy that can maybe flash. I guess, like, would you guys already say Allen from Wisconsin's already broke out? I would say he's already broke out, right?
You talking about Braylon Allen?
Yeah.
He's broken out twice.
Yeah. He's broken in the open field many times, but he's broken out twice.
Yeah. So he took my guy. So fuck me.
I mean, Tanner Mordecai. I could have taken Tanner Mordecai.
That's a good one.
I would take Mordecai for sure.
Tanner Mordecai.
I mean, in that offense,
really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got one guy that I think is going to be really good.
Let's hear it.
plays on a team that's season in and season out. Could have just said year in and year out, but I don't care. Top 5 defense in the nation pretty much every year. Big time Ohio State safety target in the class of 2022. All right.
Yeah.
Xavier Wampa. I think that's on you. X.
Wakanda forever. Bro, forever.
Dude, Xavier and Wampa, how would he not be first team all Big Ten on that Iowa defense, 5-star safety? I mean, he was like a high want for me. Like, obviously, he was a true freshman last year, so he didn't play, and they had a couple safeties that went off to the draft. I mean, this guy has to be – if he doesn't have at least 2 pick sixes this year, what's he doing? Iowa safeties
he had one in his only start.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, without any prior knowledge of what happened last year for him, because I just didn't think he played. This guy –
he only played in the bowl game, pick 6.
Yeah. Okay, that was the bowl game.
Yeah.
That was against Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they won 21? Yeah, they shut out Kentucky. See, the defense, bro, it's so lethal. Xavier Wampa, when Iowa came to OSU last year, I was sitting right by Iowa's tunnel, and I yelled, I said, "Hey, X!" I said, "Transfer to Ohio State, come on, bro!" And he smiled right at me. I just thought maybe, just maybe, he'd enter that portal. But
man, if that gambling probe hit, he would have hit the portal. But
no shit,
bro, we would have been the favorite for X if he hit the portal for sure.
Yeah, him and Sonny would have been disgusting.
For sure. I would take him in a heartbeat as our starting safety next year. So that's why I have him as a big breakout player. And I just feel like, I don't know, that's about it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Don't have much else to go on from his college career other than that pick 6. But
yeah, there's not a lot to go on with some of these Big Ten West players because, I mean, hey, anything's wide open over there. There could be an emerging star that we're not even talking about that's just, steals the show. So
you got one, Matt? Oh, no, you said Hudson.
Well,
Nobody
Hudson.
mentioned CJ Williams, too. I like him as well. He's kind of a super.
I didn't want to show my screen, actually, because I have my number 1 player on that list. I just wanted to say X first since I only had one. But I had CJ Williams on my top 3.
CJ Williams.
Matt, bring that up again, Matt. Bring that up again.
What about Cade McNamara?
The narratives are going to be crazy when he throws for more yards than JJ, but I don't.
Dude, he's better than JJ.
We'll have that conversation when it happens. But hey,
and it's going to be crazy when Caleb Brown is better than all the receivers at Michigan. But
dude, he was the Michigan's top receiver target that year, and we literally were like, "Hey, dude, you want to be like the 4th bet? You want to be our 4th receiver?" He's like, "Yes, I do." And he came here, got developed. Now he's going to be Iowa's leading receiver, almost guaranteed.
In school history.
Low key, probably.
I
What?
don't know.
There's some good ones.
Fanton Hawkinson, huh?
Darrell Johnson-Koulianos was fucking good back in the day.
Right.
I think he's their best
Dude,
receiver.
They've had some
shit.
They've had some talent at receiver lately that's been completely wasted, like Amir Smith-Marset, bro. He didn't get any good. Like, he wasn't like some freak receiver, but remember against USC in that bowl game when Keaton Slovis was there and he just torched them? Like, Iowa scored like 50 points against USC.
Oh, dude, he had like fucking 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was
let's switch gears and stuff. We're still talking about one player, but the best player on offense in the Big Ten. Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year prediction. We will get to who's going to be the Ohio State quarterback here in a little bit, but let's talk about the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year prediction. I will start with Matt. Matt, who is it?
I'm going to say Marvin. I just think I'm not 100% sold on any of the quarterbacks other than Drew Aller, but I think Marvin's going to have such a great year, and the Buckeyes are going to win the Big Ten that it's going to go to Marv. So I'm going to say Marv.
All right, cool. Let's go with Brady. Brady, who do you got?
All right, so I actually changed my prediction. I had something down earlier that it was the same as Matt's with Marv, but I think I changed that prediction. I think I'm going to go with Devin Brown. I think
that's your answer. Okay.
I think that's my answer because if Marv let's say Marv has like the huge season we're expecting, like which wouldn't be a shock at all, and Emeka still goes for however many yards he did. There's no way Devin isn't passing for 4,000 yards. They're going to give it to the best quarterback in the Big Ten. The only reason Marv would win it, Marv is the best player in the Big Ten, all right? I'm not debating that. But this award has been won by the Ohio State quarterback the past 5 years, and we've had those same type of receivers on our team each time. And it's still gone to C.J. Stroud, Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields, every single year that I think Devin could throw for like 4,000 yards, 40-some touchdowns. There's your Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. I just think it'll be between those two and Low key, maybe Drew Aller or something like that. Like he's that good, but obviously there's Braylon Allen and then the Michigan backs and the Penn State backs as well. So,
yep, exactly.
I think the Ohio State quarterback is going to win it, and I think the Ohio State quarterback is going to be Devin Brown. So, I'll keep it super short and sweet. A tradition like no other.
Very fair.
Yeah. There you go. That's what it came down to. Is like, if I thought Kyle was going to start, I think that he does. I don't think the receivers would put up as good a production as they did last year with Kyle. I think I know it's just a spring game, but the amount of times he tried to throw to the tight end was insane. Like, he was not looking downfield. As a person at that game, Jaden Ballard was wide open deep frequently. And
that shit hurts my feelings.
Me too.
Man.
I just feel like with an explosive downfield passing game, Emeka's numbers will be too close to Marv's to where it'll be like, all right, let's give it to the quarterback. And that's what's happened the past few years. So
that's fair.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. We also know, it's just crazy how the census has kind of grown from, Kyle McCord back then. Now it's Devin Brown. We'll go to Defensive Player of the Year in just a second. My friend Connor Jackson puts on there, are you guys excited for Aaron Scott Jr. to come to Ohio State?
Absolutely.
Of course, man. Springfield boy, for sure.
Yep. There you go.
Sure.
So throw it out there real quick.
Man. We need all the help we can get in DB room.
Got that right, man. Got that right. Now, let's stay on that side of the ball. Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year prediction. I will start with Chris. Who is your Defensive Player of the Year?
This is tricky because I try to kind of leave the Ohio State world.
Yep.
I think Abdul Carter is going to end up being Big Ten Player of the Year.
Okay.
That's the only one. Like, I would love to pull from our defense because our defense has some really, really good players, but I know he's going to play a ton. And I know how Manny uses those guys. Yeah. And the fact that he was able to be hyper productive as a true freshman, you just feel like that role is going to expand more and more and more. He's got everything you want. He's rangy, he's long, he's athletic, and it does feel like the expectation for him is going to be achievable. And then if he has one or two moments in a primetime game, you know how the voters will get. That's where I would go. I think it's going back to Happy Valley on that front.
All right. Happy Valley. We're all happy. Brady, who's yours?
I mean, he just took the words right out of my mouth. I had Abdul Carter as my Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. I think I told both of you that. I just think that it's really my top two were between Abdul and Tommy because Tommy is so productive and that good of a linebacker, especially at the college level. The reason I went with Abdul over Tommy is because I think he'll have more sacks, and he also he's more of a pass rusher, but he also can play that traditional linebacker role. He's just so versatile, and he looked like Micah Parsons out there at times last year in that number 11.
Freaky, bro. Real freaky.
Yeah. He's a freak. He's the freakiest linebacker in the whole Big Ten. Pause, but
no pause.
I had to. Come on, it's a little. Yeah. I mean, you can take it whatever way you want, Matt. I know what Matt was thinking, so I had to.
I was
Matt always thinks like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a freaky boy.
But anyway,
you gonna put that out there like that? Okay. All right, whatever. All right.
Anyways,
that's wild.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, just go, Matt. Who's yours?
I'm taking Jalen Tulamole out. JTT. He's going to be the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year.
I love that pick, bro. I hope he is. That's if I wanted anybody to win the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, it's that man right there.
I also think
another guy.
About Matt right now.
We're still trying to figure that out, by the way. But yeah. Oh man. All right, finish, Matt. What do you got?
Matt said he's a freaky boy.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I said I was a freaky boy. I was just messing around. Chop Robinson's also a guy that kind of underrated too.
I love Chop.
Yeah, for Penn State, he's a guy that could really be a freak as well. I think Tommy also, it's another guy. Those are just guys that I considered.
All right, there you go. Obviously, we already got our quarterback question answered. As Brady and Chris think Devin Brown's going to win Offensive Player of the Year and everything. So, Matt, you like Drew Aller. Are you taking Drew Aller to have the better season than whoever Ohio State's quarterback is? Even if it's Devin Brown, who's going to have the better season?
I think Devin Brown or Kyle McCord will have probably better numbers.
Yep.
But me personally, I think Drew Howard is just going to end up being better. Like the numbers are going to be. It's going to be one of those kind of situations where you take the guy that has the better stats, or like I'm not putting them together with like LeBron and MJ, but MJ's got more rings. I think LeBron's better overall. You get what I'm saying? So that's just kind of the way I'm going to view this as how it plays out. I think Drew Howard's just the most talented of all of them. Is going to end up being the better player. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think statistically, with all the talent around the quarterback that at Ohio State, I think they'll have better numbers.
Hey, when it all comes down to it, when the ball leaves Ohio State's quarterback's hands, there's a better chance that it's a first down. Do you disagree?
Bro, turning to Mr. Miyagi.
What? Wait, what, Brady?
When the ball, when Ohio State's quarterback throws the ball versus Drew Howard throwing the ball, which ball has a better chance of resulting in a first down?
I would say probably Ohio State's because of the players around them.
Okay.
My boy got inspirational on him.
My boy got in the bag. He been on Instagram for too long.
Instagram, Twitter.
I've been on a little bit of Instagram, Twitter more for the Ohio State type of stuff. But
I'm on Twitter.
X. X.
Wakanda.
X,
Wakanda forever. Man. What's up, Bozeman? Man.
X, man.
Yeah, but
Matt's favorite player.
Exactly.
Dude, I love him.
Yeah, he does. He loves Xavier Johnson. Hey, so conference championship, Lucas Oil Stadium, December 2nd, probably 8:17 kickoff on Fox. Who's going to be in it and what's going to happen? I'll start with Brady.
Okay, so this is an interesting situation for me on the West, mostly. Because there's two teams that most people would say, and I agree that those are the top two teams in the West, with Iowa and Wisconsin. I went back and forth, man. I went with Iowa as the winner of the West. I think that their defense will be elite again, like usual. And, I mean, Cade McNamara isn't bad. He's definitely better than Petrus. That is the worst Power 5 quarterback I've ever seen in my life. And their receiver, I mean, they got our boy Caleb Brown, and their O-line's usually good. It wasn't so great last year. I just think their offense will do enough this year to where they win enough games, and I think they'll beat Wisconsin. So I think I'd take them, and then I'm taking the Buckeyes. You'll never see me pick if they're equal in talent or anything. I'm a Buckeye. I'm not picking Michigan to beat Ohio State. Going with the Buckeyes in the Big Ten East. I think they're going to take back that crown. And then I obviously have Ohio State beating Iowa in the Big Ten championship.
All right. Matt, who is your pick? And what will
I have
happen?
Ohio State beating Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship as a rematch. I think the Buckeyes end up going undefeated in the Big Ten, and Wisconsin probably finishes 10-2, maybe 11-1 if they're lucky. I would put 10-2. I think they have a really strong year. With Luke Fickell starting off with Phil Longo as the offense coordinator. So I really think Wisconsin has a really good year.
All right. Chris, are you going to go with your boy Jeff Sims, or are you going to go somewhere else? Yep,
I got Ohio State, Nebraska in the game.
Really?
If you look over the last 2 years, Nebraska has the most single-digit losses and the most losses by one score or less. So it really has felt like they've been a quarterback and systematic coaching away from being a really good team. And I have also picked them to win the Big Ten, to win that division every single year. And I'm just waiting for them to finally fucking do it.
Bro, so have I, bro. It's crazy. I remember I picked them last year.
So I will not pick Ferenz. Only thing I'm interested with them is will they score 25 points a game for him to save his job? And I know that after this year, I cannot pick them over Wisconsin. So I'm picking Nebraska. And then they're going to lose by 17 to Ohio State in the Big Ten title game.
All right.
I do think this is Nebraska's best quarterback in a while, probably since
ever.
Taylor Martinez, if you want to call him. He was a runner. I mean,
I like Martinez.
I like him too. I liked him. He was.
What about Tommy Armstrong?
Nah, I'd take Jefferson. Tommy Armstrong
didn't like Mr. Tomathan.
Thomathan.
I did feel bad though, bro. I thought he was about to die.
He died.
Man,
that was crazy.
Who did him? Who was that?
I think it was Damon. Was it Damon Webb?
I thought it was Malik.
It might have been Malik.
I thought it was Webb too, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I feel like it was Webb because I just remember number 7, like just sitting there.
Yeah. Damon Webb, the most underappreciated safety since the Urban Meyer era started at Ohio State.
It's probably because his NFL career didn't pan out, but he was really good in college. Like he was clutch. Pick 6 on Sam Darnold, pick 6 against Nebraska, played good against Michigan multiple times.
He was always where you need him. He was always where you need him.
He just played on the same defense as Malik Hooker. That dude was just a different breed. Like there hasn't been a free safety as good as Malik Hooker probably since him in college football.
Until Malik Hartford. But that's a topic for a different day.
That's it. Yeah.
I swear.
Hey, yo, keep talking. I'll be right back. All right. Boom.
Okay, go ahead.
Podcast.
We can say whatever we want on here. Like you can when I said Roman Wilson was good.
Oh, this boy really left.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna say is this. To keep the, conversation going. Who's winning the Heisman this year? Let's talk about the Heisman. Who you got? Heisman picks.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I would have take. Shit. I mean, fuck.
Cade Stover.
I mean,
I think I'm just going to take
the greatest player of all time.
I bet on Devin Brown today to win the Heisman.
Huh? What the fuck?
Wow.
Bro. What is wrong with you, Matt? Do you realize what Devin Brown has to work with? He's got the deepest running back and wide receiver room in the nation.
48 hours? I didn't know.
Right?
Yeah, he hasn't taken a snap. Neither did CJ Stroud, Justin Fields, or any of them before they played.
But
we
also
knew they'd be
those
good.
guys were like different dudes.
CJ and Devin were like equal high school recruits. They were both like 40 in the 40s by 247.
I put 100 to win 5 bands.
That's not a bad bet at all.
I don't think it's a bad bet. I just think it's crazy to think that he's I just wouldn't.
And depending on how I'm feeling in the morning, I might place it again.
Another one?
Double down on that shit,
bro.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
I was watching.
By the way,
I'm not well.
Minnesota's winning the Big Ten West. I had Purdue last year, and they made the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, he did. Holy shit!
But guess what? I'll throw a random team out there. Minnesota. Minnesota's going to go to Indianapolis and lose by 24 to Ohio State. There you go.
Our guy PJ Fleck leading the troops.
yeah, we'll just throw it out there like that. But yeah, you got Devin Brown, Chris. You threw down that bet. You might throw it down again if you're feeling crazy in that some type of way. Brady.
I'm definitely sick in the head though. So
yeah, I already started the narrative that Quinn Ewers is winning the Heisman. So
he did.
But the more I gain confidence in Devin Brown with the weapons that he has, man, I'm gonna still stick with Quinn for right now, just because I already I'm not changing my pick yet.
Yeah.
But once Ryan Day names Devin the starter, / if he names Devin the starter, I'm going to feel this sense of pride. And, being an Ohio State fan, you're always going to, have a feeling that your guy's going to win it. Like CJ Stroud thought he was going to win it last year. Yeah. Justin Fields would have won it in 2020 if he had a full season. You can't tell me otherwise. That dude was unbelievably accurate that year. I just have a feeling Devin Brown could win it, man. It's not crazy. Arv, Emeka, Julian Fleming, Carnell Tate, Jaden Ballard, X, all those guys. Evan Pryor out of the backfield, man. That's deadly in the passing game that nobody's talking about. Last year we were talking about the whole offseason how he's going to be this passing game weapon. Now he's back and there's no talk about it because, he just flew under the radar. I feel like there's so much to work with skill position wise for the Ohio State quarterback. And I think the starting line, like I've said, if we get injuries in that starting offensive line, we're screwed based off some of these backups. But the starting line is not bad. You've got a good interior with Matt Jones, Donovan Jackson, and I believe Carson Hinsman will be a good player.
I think it's Hinsman as well.
Yeah, that dude, he looks good. He's looking like an Ohio State offensive lineman right now.
Nice
and then
Fryer,
right, he looks bulkier than he did when he came. And then Josh Fryer, last year against Indiana, he looked good at right tackle. Obviously, it was Indiana, but we're not expecting DeJuan Jones and Paris Johnson. That's just not going to happen. That might not ever happen again. Yeah. Those were Paris obviously being the best tackle in the country, and then DeWan being one of the best tackles in the country. Like, pretty ridiculous O-line. So that's my case for Devin. But then again, Quinn has really good weapons too, and started a year last year and plays in the Big 12. So there's that.
Matt, who was your pick again? I can't remember. I really can't.
I'm going to take Caleb Williams.
Take him back to back.
Yes. I think he's that good. So.
Yeah, fake Heisman last year since C.J. Stroud lost against Michigan. But,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, CJ, if we would have won, CJ was winning it for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think Luke May is going to have a good enough team.
Drake?
And I think the quarterback.
Drake May, you mean?
Yeah, fuck, I said Drake May. Yes.
Drake
May.
I was just making sure, like, I honestly was making sure that I wasn't losing my mind.
I got the wrong Tar Heel. Drake May, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have a good enough team. And I just think, like I said, dude, I don't think Texas is going to be good enough. I think Texas is going to be solid, but they're not going to be, undefeated 11-1 type playoff making, type deal. Yeah. And I think I'm just the uncertainty at Ohio State. Just fucking. I hope this quarterback's really good. Everybody pump the brakes for a minute. Okay.
I'm a believer. I'm not thinking rationally about quarterbacks.
Hey, Chris, like he said, he's he's a little up there. Not crazy, but like what I'm saying.
So I think my football takes have been getting worse and worse the longer I've been boxing and like getting punched in the head.
Antonio Brown CTE, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that might be the case.
That's fair. That's fair. It's just
Hey, but like I said, man, when Chris comes on the show, we just let him cook and go at his own rate. You know what I'm saying?
Who let him cook?
Who let him cook? Hold up,
Jimmy Cooks.
Man,
you guys will be seeing a lot more of this group of four.
You'll see it. You'll see it a lot more, man. I tell you, man, it's gonna be different next week. I'll tell you that next week going forward. I mean, Brady's going to school. I'm going to school. Chris and them are ramping up over at Menace. Obviously.
Matt's not doing shit.
Matt's driving
that UPS truck.
Yeah, he's driving that UPS truck, man. So I mean, it's
congrats on the raise, by the way. From congrats on that settlement or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that.
Big raise.
You got that right, man. So who knows? Maybe.
Hey, also, I just wanted to announce this. Sometime in the near future, we'll be getting former Ohio State backup quarterback Chris Chugunov on the podcast.
Real?
Yeah.
Chris Chugunov is coming on.
Bro, you gotta ask him about that quarterback battle, bro.
Of course, man. That's my favorite. That's my main question. That's why I tried to get him.
Did you know you were going to lose?
Were you actually, did it? I just want to know if it ever felt like a battle. That's all I care about.
There's no shot.
I bet you he'll be honest. Be like, yeah, I knew I wasn't starting. Like, bro, we brought in.
That's wild. Yeah.
Well, you know when they announced it, right? When they announced
August 20 something.
Yeah, it was the 20th.
I remember, bro. But remember, like Gunnar Hoke was getting talked to be the starter.
Yeah,
it was those three, and it was like, I mean, we knew what was going to happen, but it kind of scared people about Justin Fields for a little bit. Like,
it just let Georgia Twitter get even more racist. Is what was going on.
I know you're not wrong, bro. It's crazy when Georgia fans try to say all this. They're so dumb.
Nah, they're on some stuff though, man. You got that.
I think Stetson Bennett's better than Justin Fields. Well, they say Stetson Bennett's better. They don't actually think that.
It's wild, man. But yeah, Chris Chugunov coming on the show here pretty soon. I think we're figuring out a date for this one, but Ian Eagle and Noah Eagle will have a dual episode with them. They'll be hopping on the pod, really cool. Which should be pretty exciting. But, obviously we're going to be ramping up the football coverage. We're going to be back about 2 episodes a week doing our thing. Cannot wait. Man, and it's great to have Chris back on, man. Feels like old times again,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
For real.
Part of the Cut to the Chase family now. So, just born in.
Bam.
You got that right, man. But, anybody got any final things before we get on out of here?
I do not.
Fuck Michigan. Here we go, boys.
Go
Bucks.
There you go.
There we go. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For that being said, Kris Drew, Matt Ricketts, Brady King, Chase Jones. See you guys.